So polynomials you want to know.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to watch video or you want explanation?
Video.
Video. Video, ma'am. Ma'am, video.
Video. You like video? Okay. So let me open that NIT. Then Farhan has come. Farhan, good evening. Triangles. You have completed. Polynomials now.
Okay, ma'am.
What's the meaning of polynomial? What is that? What is the meaning?
Algebraic expression whose variable value is whole and is not
It has variables and
whose power is whole.
unknown.
Not integers.
Correct. A fraction. What is the use of polynomials? What is the use of polynomials? Where do we use them? Why should we use them? Supposing you want to find the speed of the ball that is bowled by in a cricket match, how will you find speed of the ball? How will you find? You must have heard cricket commentary, you must have watched cricket matches. They will tell you when there is a tennis match, they'll tell you what is the speed of the ball. How will they calculate? What is speed?
Distance divided by time.
Distance divided by time.
Divided by time. D by T.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. That is also a polynomial. Wherever unknown terms are used, a formula. If a formula is there, it is easy to calculate. How are the formulae are made? By using polynomials. Poly is what?
Many, ma'am. Many, ma'am.
Many, correct. Polynomials means many terms. Terms means term. T-E-R-M. What is the term? Can you give an example? Can you give?
I mean x square plus 2x, x square and 2x are terms.
Correct. Very good. They are terms. They are just like words in a sentence. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So in a sentence, we have words. But in mathematics, our steps have terms. Correct? And if there is a formula, it becomes very easy to calculate. Even if somebody is building a house, have you heard of Vastu? Vastu? Do you
Yes,
know?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So they will say kitchen in southeast, drawing room in northeast, bedroom in southwest. Like that they will say. That is one kind of formula. Formula is easy. If there is a formula, it is easy to calculate. So polynomials are used in that, in making formula. Okay. So let me share my screen with you. You have to do that. You have to complete the home assignment. Don't forget. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah,
Only 6 problems I have given. All are very easy. you can answer very quickly. Don't forget, it will be practice for you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Polynomials and their types.
in a grand manner. So, they
Can you
decide
hear?
to order a cake. One
Yes, ma'am.
cake
Yes,
costs
ma'am.
rupees
Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
750 and service charges are rupees 30. If Sam's parents buy a 3.5 kilogram cake, how much do they need to pay? In this topic, we will learn how to find out answers to such types of questions with the help of polynomials.
what was that question? Don't know? Question. If they buy 3 kg cake, how much do they have to pay?
Let us now learn the definition of a variable. A variable is a number that can change in value. Variables are generally denoted by letters of the alphabet such as X, Y, and Z. For example, consider the square with the side L equal to 2 centimeters. The area of the square is equal to 4 centimeters square. Now, length of each side to 3 centimeters. Now, it becomes 9 centimeters square. Similarly, if we increase each side to 4 centimeters, the area of the square becomes 16 centimeters square. And if we change the length of each side to 5 centimeters, the area of the square becomes 25 centimeters square.
Then what
From
do we
this, we can conclude that as the length of the side of a square varies, its area varies. Therefore, we can say that length L is the variable.
What do we say about proportionality? Length is directly proportional to? Or
Area, ma'am.
area is directly proportional to length proportional.
Length, ma'am.
Directly to
Length, ma'am.
area is directly proportional to the length.
A constant polynomial is value. For example, 3 minus 9 minus 4 upon 5, 7 are constant polynomials. Consider the number 0. The value of 0 cannot be changed. Constant polynomial. The constant polynomial 0 is called the zero polynomial.
Did you understand?
Expression
Yes,
that
ma'am.
consists
Yes,
of
ma'am.
variables and constants connected with the mathematical operation is called an algebraic expression. A few examples of algebraic expressions are shown here.
Here, in an algebraic expression, there will be variables and constants. 5t plus 7. Which is the variable?
T, ma'am. T, ma'am.
T.
Ma'am.
And 5 and 7 are constants.
Constants.
A term is a mathematical expression containing the product of constants, variables, and operations.
What is the meaning of
Observe the
operations?
expressions and the
Plus, minus.
Correct. Now you will see when they take the terms, you have to give the sign also. When you mention the term, you have to mention the sign also.
The numerical factor of a term is called its coefficient. For example, consider a polynomial. The coefficient of y cubed is minus 2. The coefficient of y squared and the coefficient of y is minus 4. Note, when no numerical coefficient is written, it is understood to be 1.
What about minus 5? What is its coefficient?
Minus 1. Minus 1, ma'am. Minus 1.
It doesn't have any coefficient. It is a constant.
An expression with one or more terms with non-zero coefficients with variables having non-negative exponents is called a polynomial.
What is non-zero coefficient means?
Should not be zero, ma'am. There is no
Coefficient should not be zero.
The coefficient should not be zero. What is the meaning of non-negative? What is the meaning of non-negative?
That
the power of variable
has a
not be
positive
negative, ma'am.
They have not.
Polynomial.
Power
See?
of
Yeah. Non-negative means positive. Power should
Yes,
be
ma'am.
positive.
Yes, ma'am.
Check whether the following are polynomials.
Are they polynomials?
ma'am. Second one, no, ma'am. First one is polynomial, ma'am.
Correct.
Let us now learn to write a polynomial. If a polynomial is written such that its terms are arranged either in increasing or decreasing order of powers of variables, is said to be in standard form.
What is the meaning of this? How should we arrange the terms? Power should be
Increasing or decreasing?
Increase or decrease? Increasing order, decreasing order.
Decreasing.
yes.
For example, two polynomials written in their standard forms are shown here.
Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us the degree of a polynomial is the highest exponent or power of a variable. For example, consider the polynomial 6y.
See?
And what?
What is the degree?
Three.
Three.
Three, ma'am.
Three.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am. Highest degree of the polynomial.
Correct. 3 is the degree.
Polynomials can be classified into three different types based on the number of terms. A polynomial with one term is called a monomial. A polynomial with two terms is called a binomial. A polynomial with three terms is called a trinomial. A few examples of each type are shown here.
If it has only one term, it is a
Monomial.
yeah.
Monomial.
Two term binomial.
Binomial.
Trinomial.
Trinomial.
Binomial.
Polynomials can be classified into three different types based on their degrees. A polynomial of degree 1 is called a linear polynomial. For example, the highest power of the two polynomials should. Therefore, the degree of these polynomials is also 1. A polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. For example, the highest power of the two polynomials. Therefore, the degree of these polynomials is also 2. A polynomial of degree 3 is called a cubic polynomial. For example, the highest power of the two polynomials shown is. Therefore, the degree of these polynomials is also 3.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Linear, quadratic, cubic. Degree 1 linear, degree 2 quadratic, degree 3 cubic.
Cubic.
Find out the degree of the given polynomial.
What is the degree?
One.
One, ma'am.
One, ma'am. Linear.
No,
Ma'am,
not
2,
1.
ma'am. 2, ma'am.
2. Because 2t into 5t is what?
10t square, ma'am.
10t square, ma'am.
2, ma'am. Quadratic.
3.
Classify the following as monomial,
So 4y cube.
Monomial.
4y cube is monomial. Minus 5t minus t squared plus 7.
Trinomial.
Minus 8z square plus 3.
That is
Binomial.
classify the following.
Linear, quadratic, cubic.
And third one, linear.
Third one is linear and second one is cubic, ma'am. Second one is
Yes, correct. Quadratic, cubic, and linear.
Now,
4x square plus 3x plus 2. Polynomial or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Second one,
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
degree,
First one,
3, ma'am. Second one is 2, ma'am.
second one is 2, ma'am.
Second one,
4x cube plus x square plus 7.
Trinomial, ma'am. Monomial. Second one is monomial, ma'am.
monomial.
Classify cubic.
First one, quadratic.
Second one is cubic.
Correct. First one quadratic, second one cubic.
here are the answers to the questions given on. In this topic, we will learn about the zeros of a polynomial. Consider the polynomial.
What is the meaning of zeros of a polynomial?
Constant polynomial having polynomial, ma'am.
When you put that value in place of x and simplify, you will get the answer as 0. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So which number will give you 0 now? Which number will give you 0?
Of x is equal to 5x squared plus 2x. X is equal to 2 in P of x, we get P of 2 is equal to 18. Hence, the value of P of x at x is equal to 2 is 18.
Here,
Similarly, P of minus 1 is equal to minus 3. Hence,
here they did not find the 0 of the polynomial. Here they are finding the value of the polynomial at a given value. P of 2, P of minus 1. Correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So P of 2 means wherever x is there, put 2. P of minus 1 means in place of x, you put minus 1 and simplify.
consider an example of each.
Find P of 1.
First one, 8.
Second one,
6, miss.
you got 6?
No, ma'am.
No. Minus 2. Minus 2 into minus 2, how much?
26 is done.
26, ma'am.
Yeah, minus 2 into minus 2 is minus 4, plus 4. Plus 4
Plus 4,
into
ma'am.
plus 4 is 16.
The polynomials
16 plus
at the
4
indicated value of the
Plus
variables.
6.
The value of p of x at x is equal to 1 is equal to 8.
26 is
The
correct.
value of p of y at y is equal to minus 26.
26 is correct.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Number a is said to be a zero of a polynomial p of x if p of a is equal to 0.
P of A means what? What is the meaning of P of A?
P of x.
P of number is equals to 0.
P of number.
Wherever x is there, we have to put A. That is P of A.
Consider an example. Let the polynomial p of x be x squared plus x minus 6.
What is P of A here?
P
Put
of A equal to A square plus A minus 6, ma'am.
Correct.
On substituting x is equal to 2 in p of x, we get p of 2 is equal to 0. Hence, 2 is the zero of the polynomial p of x or root of the equation x squared to 0. Now, let's find out what will be the zero of the polynomial p of x is equal to 5.
So what is the zero of P of x equal to 5? How do you find the zero? When you put that value, you should get 0, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So how of x equal to
Since
5?
p of x is equal to 5 is a non-zero constant polynomial, it has no zero.
As 0. Can you make 5? Can you? No, not possible. So it has no 0.
To obtain zero of a polynomial, first equate the given polynomial to 0. Then obtain the corresponding value of x.
So equate it to 0 and get the value of x. That will be the 0 of the polynomial.
Here are some important observations. The zero of a polynomial need not be the number 0, but the number 0 may be the zero of the polynomial.
So what do you understand by this? 0 of a polynomial need not be the number 0, but the number 0 may be the 0 of the polynomial. Zero means not 0. That number which when we substitute for the variable, we get the value as 0. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? How many zeros will the polynomial have? It is equal to the number of degrees. That is equal to the degree, not number of degree. It is equal to the degree.
The number of zeros of a polynomial is always equal to the degree of the polynomial. Every linear polynomial has one and only one zero. A polynomial can have more than one zero.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Here are some illustrative examples.
What is the zero of P of x equal to 2x minus 8?
Ma'am, 4. 4, ma'am.
Correct.
4, ma'am.
5x plus 12 is 5.
5, ma'am.
Huh?
5, ma'am.
5.
Yes. Minus 5, ma'am. Minus 5, ma'am.
Minus 5 is the correct answer.
Minus 5.
Similarly, of polynomial,
They are giving the solution. Already answered that question.
values of
What is the value of first one at 2? P of 2.
X equals to 2. 0.
It is 0. P of 1.
2, ma'am. 2, ma'am.
1 minus 5 plus 6, 2. X squared minus 9, when x is minus 3.
And both 0.
Both 0, ma'am.
Correct.
Of Q of 3. Verify.
If 1 and minus 3 are zeros of x squared minus 3x plus 2.
Yes, ma'am. 1 is the 0 of the polynomial.
1 is a 0. What about minus 3?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, it's
And
not the
it's,
0.
it is 20.
Correct. It is not a 0.
For what value of k is x equal to 2 upon 3, a root of the quadratic polynomial 7x squared plus kx minus 3?
What is the meaning of root? Root of the quadratic polynomial.
0 of the
Correct. So put 2 by 3 in place of x and equate it to 0. You should get 0. You should find the value of k. 7 into 4 by 9 plus k into 2 by 3 minus 3 equal to 0 you have to do.
Ma'am, k equals to minus 3 by 2.
Minus 3 by 2 you got.
Yes, ma'am.
Since x is equal to 2 upon 3 is a root, it must satisfy the quadratic equation 7x squared plus kx minus 3 is equal to 0. On substituting x is equal to 2 upon 3 in the equation, we get the equation as shown. On simplifying further, we get the value of k as minus 1 upon 6.
He has got minus 1 by 6. How?
Simplifying further, we get the value of k as minus 1 upon 6.
How did you get minus 2 by 3? Take the LCM. 9 is the LCM. 28 minus plus 6k minus 27 equal to 0. 6k plus 1 equal to 0. 6k is minus 1. K is minus 1 by 6. Not minus 2 by 3.
On simplifying further, we get the value of k as minus 1 upon 6.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In different paper, the answer is different, ma'am.
I think your calculation was not okay.
I got this answer only, ma'am.
In this topic, we will learn about the zeros of a polynomial. Consider an example. A root
All this we have done.
very. For what? On simplifying further. Now, try these questions and
Find out the value of the polynomial 3x squared minus 5x plus 9 when x equal to 2.
L1, ma'am.
When x equal to 2, 11 is the answer.
11 is the answer, ma'am.
Minus 1.
17, ma'am.
L1,
20, ma'am.
ma'am. 17.
17, ma'am.
17, ma'am.
17.
Okay. Now the second question. Find out whether the indicated values are the zeros of the given polynomial. First one is x squared plus 2 root 2x minus 6. X equal to square root of 2. X equal to minus
Root 2 is not the 0 of that.
polynomial. X here. Let me share the whiteboard with you.
check their answers on the next page.
So what is the polynomial there? x squared
Now,
plus
try these questions
2
and
root
check their answers on the next
2x.
page.
X squared plus 2 root 2x
minus
minus
6.
6. Minus 6. And this one is root 2 and minus 3 root. Root 2 and minus 3 root 2. Okay. So we have to find t of root 2. That is root 2 whole squared plus 2 root 2 into root 2 minus 6. Root 2 whole squared is 2. And 2 into root 2 is 4 minus 6. So it is 0. So yes, sir. Correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us check minus 3 root 2. Minus 3 root 2, not minus 3 minus. Minus 3 root 2 we have to check. This is not there. So p of minus 3 root 2 equals minus 3 root 2 whole squared plus 2 root 2 into minus 3 root 2 minus 6. Minus 3 root 2 whole squared.
18, ma'am.
18.
18, ma'am.
18. And minus 2 into 3, 6. 6 into root 2 into root 2.
Well, 4. 12, ma'am.
Equal to 0. So yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's go to the next question. X cube minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 12. X equal to 3. X equal to minus 3.
When p of x equals to 3, then it is a zeroth polynomial.
Minus 3. Okay, minus 27 plus 27 minus 12 minus 12. Yes or no?
Minus 66, ma'am. It is not zeroth polynomial.
Yes, ma'am. It is not
Minus
the zero of that polynomial.
you got 16 or minus 24. Minus 12 minus 12 minus 20. Find out the zero of the following polynomial. 7x plus 5. What is the zero?
Minus 5 by 7, ma'am.
Minus 5 by 7. Correct. 2x minus 4.
2, ma'am.
2, ma'am.
2, ma'am.
2, ma'am.
Correct. 3x plus d.
Minus d by c, ma'am. Minus d by c.
Very good. Correct.
Here are the answers to the questions given on the previous page.
Deepak, a salesman with AB Corporation, got a bonus of 18,000. He thought of depositing rupees 5,000 each in fixed deposits for himself, his wife, and his daughter. After depositing the money in the fixed deposits, he is left with 3,000 rupees. This situation can be expressed by the equation shown here.
Can you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
18,000 rupees he had. He gave 5,000 to 3 people and 3,000 he is left with him. So the equation is 18,000 equal to 3 into 5,000 plus 3,000.
On comparing this equation with the results shown here, we get the divisor 5,000 and the remainder 3,000, which shows that the remainder is less than the divisor. If Deepak decides to divide his entire bonus money among himself, his daughter and his wife, giving each 6,000 rupees, The equation would be 18,000 equal to 3 times 6,000 plus 0. The remainder would be equal to 0, so we can say that 6,000 is the factor of 18,000, or 18,000 is a multiple of 6,000.
When do you say it's a factor?
And it is divided by that number, ma'am.
And remainder should be 0.
Ma'am.
When do we say it's a multiple? When do we say multiple? The bigger number is the multiple, the smaller number is the factor. 6,000 is the factor of 18,000. 18,000 is the multiple of 6,000. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us understand the method of dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Consider the polynomial 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8x. Dividing the polynomial by the monomial 2x, we get x squared minus 2x plus 4. Here, 2x and x squared minus 2x plus 4 are the factors of the given polynomial, and 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8x is a multiple of 2x as well as x squared minus 2x plus 4.
Did you understand this?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
When you divide, you will get the factor. Okay. The quotient is the factor. The divisor, factor. Dividend is the multiple.
Consider an example. Divide the polynomial 4x squared minus 4x minus.
Do you know how to divide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
1 by 2x plus 1. The process of long division is shown. Here, the degree of the new dividend is less than the degree of the divisor, so the new dividend becomes the remainder. Hence, we get the quotient 2x minus 3 and the remainder 2.
Do you understand this?
Consider an example.
Yes, ma'am.
Divide the polynomial 4x squared minus 4x minus 1 by 2x plus 1. The process of long division. Consider another example. Divide the polynomial 3x squared minus 7x plus 5 by x minus 2. The process of long division is shown. Observe that the degree of the new dividend is less than the degree of the divisor.
Which is the dividend here?
Three x square minus 7x plus 5, ma'am.
1.
And divisor?
What, ma'am?
Divisor?
X minus
X
2, ma'am.
X minus 2, ma'am.
Quotient?
3x minus 1.
3x minus 1, ma'am.
Correct.
Consider two polynomials f of x and g of x. When f of x is divided by g of x by the long division method, we get the quotient 3x minus 10 and the remainder 9. Let's look at an alternative method of determining the remainder called the remainder theorem. Consider the zero of the polynomial g of x. The zero of the polynomial g of x equal to x plus 2 is minus 2. Substituting x equal to minus 2 in the polynomial f of x, we get f of minus 2 as 9, which is the same as the remainder obtained by the actual long division method.
So using the remainder theorem, we can find the remainder without dividing. Here, by dividing, you have got the remainder 9. Equate x plus 2 to 0, x equal to minus 2. Find p of minus x minus 2. You will get the remainder. Okay?
Let P of x be any polynomial with degree greater than or equal to 1 and a be any real number. If P of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is P of a. It is given that P of x is any polynomial with a degree greater than or equal to 1 and is divided by x minus a. We have to prove that P of a is the remainder. Let the polynomial Q of x be the quotient and the polynomial R of x be the remainder. We know that when the polynomial P of x is divided by x minus a, then P of x can be written as the product of divisor x minus a and the quotient Q of x plus the remainder R of x, where either the remainder can be equal to 0 or the degree of the remainder must be less than the degree of the divisor. Here the degree of x minus a is equal to 1, which implies that the degree of the remainder must be less than 1. Therefore, we can conclude that the degree of the remainder must be 0, as it is defined that the degree of the polynomial is always a non-negative integer. This implies that R of x is a constant polynomial. Thus, for every value of x, R of x is equal to R. So R of x can be now replaced by R. In particular, if x is equal to a, then we get the simplified form of P of a as R, which is the remainder. Thus, if P of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is P of a. Hence, the theorem is proved.
If it is divided by x plus a, what is the remainder? X minus a, the remainder is P of a. If it is divided by x plus a, then what will be the remainder? P of?
P of minus a.
Correct. P of minus a.
From the remainder theorem, we can list the following observations. If a polynomial P of x is divided by x plus a, then the remainder is P of minus a. If a polynomial P of x is divided by ax minus b, then the remainder is P of b upon a. If a polynomial P of x is divided by ax plus b, then the remainder is P of minus b upon a.
When do you use the remainder theorem? When do you use? For which type of question will you use the remainder theorem? For which type of question do you use the remainder theorem? When will you use the remainder theorem?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, when can you use it? For which question?
When they give quotient and
When they give the question like, voice is not audible. Okay, I'll write the question here. When do you use the remainder theorem? For which type of question? For which type of question do you use the remainder theorem? Hello? Hello, hello, hello.
Ma'am, when a polynomial p of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is something. This type
Then
of
you use the
question.
remainder. Any other answer? Any other answer?
Remainder, ma'am.
Huh? See, if the question is find the remainder, if they say find the remainder when 4x squared minus 5x plus 3 is divided by 2x plus 1. Then you use it. Okay, it is not, when they say divide, you have to divide by long division. If they say find the remainder, then you have to use the remainder theorem. How do you use the remainder theorem? 2x plus 1 equal to 2x plus 1 equal to
Plus minus a.
2x plus 1 equal to
X minus a, ma'am.
0. 2x equal to minus 1. X equal to
Minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 divided by 2.
minus 1 by 2. P of x is 4x squared minus 5x plus 3. So find P of minus 1 by 2. Wherever x is there, put minus 1 by 2. 4 into minus 1 by 2 whole squared minus 5 into minus 1 by 2 plus 3. How much is that? Four into 1 by 4? Hello, 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 hello.
1, ma'am.
1.
Ma'am, 1 by
1 plus
1.
5 by 2 plus 3. How much is this? 2 is the LCM.
13 by 2 is the answer.
Plus 5 plus 6, ma'am.
6, ma'am.
How much is this?
13
13 by 2, ma'am. 13 by 2, ma'am. 13 by 2, ma'am.
This
Six
is the
into the
remainder. This is the remainder. Okay.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
the
Yes,
question
ma'am.
is find the remainder, when the question is find the remainder, you should not divide. You should use the remainder theorem. Now, see for instance, for 4x squared minus 5x plus 3, if you divide by 2x plus 1, so what will you put here?
2x.
2x. So 4x squared minus 2x, change the sign, cancel 4x squared. What is minus 5x plus 2x?
Minus 3x, ma'am.
Minus
3x. Minus 3x.
plus 3. Now, you have to get minus 3x from 2x. So, you have to multiply by what? 2 multiplied by what will give you 3? 2 into what is 3?
3 by 2, ma'am. 3 by 2, ma'am. 3 by 2, ma'am.
Correct. So, I will take here minus 3 by 2. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I
Yes,
will
ma'am.
get minus 3x because 3 by 2 into 2 is 3 and minus 3 by 2. Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now change the sign. Cancel. What is 3 plus 3 by 2?
9 by 2, ma'am.
9 by 2, ma'am.
9 by 2, ma'am.
9 by 2. What was the answer here? We got 13 by 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is the mistake? We should get 9 by 2.
Ma'am, it is plus 3x, ma'am, not minus 3x. Ma'am, in the divider. Plus
Yeah,
3x,
where?
ma'am. Ma'am, 2x into 1 is 2x, ma'am. Plus 2x.
Here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is plus 2x. It will become minus. So minus 5 minus 2?
Plus 3x, ma'am.
Plus 3x, ma'am.
No. Minus 5 minus 2.
Minus 7, ma'am.
Minus 7.
Minus
Minus
7.
7x.
Plus has become minus. So minus 7x plus 3x. Now is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to get minus 7, not this one. So I have to erase this one also. Now what should I get here? 2 into what will give me 7?
Minus 7 by 2, ma'am.
Ma'am, 7 by 2.
7 by 2, ma'am.
So minus 7x minus 7 by 2. Is it correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
change the sign. Change the sign. So 7x cancels. 3 plus 7 by 2. How much is that?
13 by 2. 13 by 2, ma'am.
13 by 2.
13 by 2, ma'am. 13 by
No.
2, ma'am.
Yes. Now is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can find the remainder without dividing by using the remainder theorem. So if the question is find the remainder, you should not divide. You should use the remainder theorem. If the question is divide, then you should actually divide. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Consider two polynomials f of x and g of x. When f of x is divided by g of x by the long division method, we get the quotient x squared minus 3x plus 3 and the remainder 8. Let's look at an alternative method of determining the remainder called the remainder theorem. Consider the zero of the polynomial g of x.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Video is not visible, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't share it. I will share. I had not shared, that's why it was not visible for you. Now the same thing they're doing. Dividing, the remainder is 8. By using remainder theorem, put x is equal to 2, you will get the answer as 8.
Using the remainder theorem, find out the remainder when the polynomial x cubed plus x squared minus 2x plus 1 is divided by x minus 3.
What is your answer?
Ma'am, 31.
Ma'am, 31. Ma'am, 31 is right. Yes, ma'am, 31.
3 into 3
31,
into 3
ma'am.
is 27. 27 plus 9.
9. Minus 6 plus 1.
Minus 6 plus 1.
No,
31.
plus 6. Plus 6.
No, ma'am,
No,
minus 6.
No, ma'am. Minus 2
Six,
into
ma'am.
3 is equal to
X
minus
equal
6,
to we
ma'am.
get 3, ma'am.
Minus equal to 1.
X equals to 3, ma'am. So, minus 2 into 3 is 6, ma'am.
Correct.
Using the remainder theorem, find out the remainder when the polynomial 4x cubed plus 8
Do this.
Minus 4, ma'am.
Minus 4 you got. What is the
Yes, ma'am.
2x plus 2 is 0. 2x is minus 2. X is minus 1. P of minus 1 you did.
Ma'am, I am getting
20, ma'am. 2, ma'am.
4 is wrong
2
answer.
is the, yeah, even I got 2.
yes, ma'am.
2, ma'am.
if the polynomials x cubed minus 2x squared minus ax plus 9 and x cubed minus 5x plus 7 leave the same remainder when divided by x minus 1, find out the value.
Do this. Same remainder.
Minus 5, ma'am.
Minus
5.
minus 5 or plus 5.
Ma'am, 8 is the answer.
8 you got.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I got
Ma'am, I
7.
got minus 5.
Ma'am, I got 8. I also got 8.
Ma'am, I got 8.
Ma'am, 8, ma'am.
Value of a.
Let's see who is correct.
Let p of x and q of x be the given
I got a different
polynomials.
answer.
When p of x and q of x are divided by x minus 1, we get the remainders p of 1 and q of 1 respectively. It is given that when p of x and q of x are divided by x minus 1, the remainder is the same, which means p of 1 is equal to q of 1. Replacing the variable x by 1 and simplifying further, we get the value of a as 5.
Yes.
So, for the value a equal to 5, the polynomials leave the same remainder when divided by x minus 1.
How did you get 8? 1 cube is 1. 1 minus 2 minus a plus 9. 1 minus 5 plus 7. How did you get 8? 13 something. So make a correction there.
Now try these questions and check their answers.
Now whenever they say divide, we should use the, you should actually divide, we should not use the remainder theorem. What is the answer for the first one?
3y square minus y plus 5.
Minus 5.
3y square minus y minus 5, ma'am.
Correct. Next one, 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. You have to divide by x minus 1.
0.
0, ma'am. 0, ma'am.
Remainder 0. Quotient. Quotient, what did you get?
We use remainder theorem.
No, you should not use the remainder theorem because it says divide the
Yeah,
polynomial.
ma'am.
When they say find the remainder, you have to use the remainder. What is the
Quotient
quotient?
is 2x plus 7, ma'am.
8 plus 7. What?
2x plus 7, ma'am.
Ah, correct. Now third question you have to divide. Third question you have to divide 8x cubed plus 2x squared minus 11x plus 7. You have to divide by 2x plus 3.
Ma'am, quotient is 2x square plus 5x minus 2.
2x squared or 4x squared?
4x square, ma'am.
4x square
4x
minus
square.
5x.
4x square plus
Correct.
5x minus 2.
And then 5x plus 2 or minus 2?
Minus 2, ma'am.
Minus 2.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the remainder?
13, ma'am.
1, ma'am.
1, ma'am.
1, ma'am.
Correct. Here, let me share the white screen with you. It was 8x cubed plus 2x squared minus 11x plus 7. You have to divide this by 2x plus 3. Am I right? Am I correct?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you will get here 4x squared, 8x cubed, 12x squared, minus cancel, minus 10x squared, minus 11x. So minus 5x, minus 10x squared, minus 15x. Change the sign. So 4x plus 7. So plus 2. So 4x plus 6 minus cancel 1. Somebody said minus 2. Is it minus 2 or plus 2? This one.
Minus 2. No, ma'am. Plus 2.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, ma'am.
It is not minus 2, it is plus 2. Correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So now all of you do the time is up, I think, right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, because time is up, I want to end this class. All of you do the triangles homework and submit
Okay, ma'am.
it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Shall we end today's class?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Good
Thank
night.
you,
See
ma'am. Bye,
tomorrow.
ma'am.
night, ma'am. Have a good day now.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.